Very good afternoon or very good day to you guys. Doesn't matter, whatever. Very good, very good. Today I'm gonna talk a little bit about this, let's say, latest distro of Linux that I've been using and testing. Well, let's say I'm testing it now for already two months. Um, Based on Ubuntu, actually xubuntu. Um, it's called ChaletOS. Stumbled up on it by accident on Google sites. The creators were, let's say, like giving a presentation or a commercial saying that everybody who had trouble of transferring to Linux, um, let's say they claim that with this distro, ChaletOS, it's going to be far easiest to transfer from Windows to Linux with this user-friendly interface and desktop. Now, ChaletOS based on Ubuntu 14.04. Something long-term supported until the April 2019. Um, the desktop surrounding is actually XFCE, but so far the farthest they went with making the XFCE look really, really nice, user-friendly, and running smooth. Now, why I'm saying this? Because I've in the past 10 years since I started, anything with Linux, this is really far the best distro or Linux Ubuntu derivate recompilation, call it whatever you want. So far, this is far the best, and I'm not just saying this from the, let's say, from the makeup and visual side. I'm saying this because until now, Ubuntu has been running more confident, more stable, more secure than ever. In the past 2 years, they've jumped so far beyond Windows, and I'm actually glad about that, really. Um, and now this piece of distro is really, really, really a nice recompilation of xubuntu and xfce desktop and all the goodies that you can find. Plus, it's really user friendly. Really user friendly. Let's close this. And it's running really, really nice on even a simple configuration. I don't have much of a PC that I'm running this on. Let's say this is what I have. It's a small desktop Dell, made by Dell. It's branded. It's Dell Optiplex XE model. It's really a small form factor of a casing. Inside everything is tightly packed. It has a small ultra slim DVD-ROM on front, 2 USB ports, couple of buttons and commands, nothing else. Inside, what is packed inside is this Core 2 Duo Intel, which is 2 times 2.26 gigahertz with 2 megabytes of cache memory on the CPU. Actually, it's 64-bit CPU with a set of 64-bit commands. It's got the throttling control, all the goodies that Intel has. The motherboard is equipped with DDR3 slots for memory up to 1600 megahertz in frequency, so that's really nice. I've got 4 RAM slots. I'm actually packing only one with 2 gigabytes of RAM. I have a small hard disk, relatively small hard disk. It's Hitachi 2.inch drive with 250 gigabytes space, which is now occupied. Let's say one partition is occupied by Linux. Let's say something around 40 gigs, and another 40 gigs for goddamn Windows 7, because I really need to have it. Only because of 2 pieces of software that I really use, and I cannot use it on Linux, right? And I have upgraded the configuration a little bit, just a little bit, putting in the PCI Express graphics card, NVIDIA GeForce GT 218 or 210, doesn't matter, with 512 megs of RAM with a 64-bit bus. Nothing really special about this configuration. But the way this Linux is using it is really nice. The kernel, I think that the kernel that we have here is, let's say, something the latest that I could find or that I was given with the updates. I'm not gonna be able to find it now, definitely. System monitors, it's not gonna work out. Doesn't matter. Anyways, ChaletOS. Let's talk about start menu. Right. The standard sections in the start menu. The start menu is the whisker menu, right? They've changed something a little bit. So in the accessories, from the beginning you have the application finder, archive finder, which is really nice. Calculator, of course, catfish, file search, ChaletOS, community, forum, all the goodies. Blah 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 blah. Character mapping for the keyboard, which is nice. I added myself personally Conky Manager. It's also implemented. Let's just make a small turn. It's implemented here. If you check the shortcut on this ChaletOS style changer, you have the desktop Conky, right? There's a couple of options for the looks to change the Conky, but I have added the Conky Manager myself to have a little bit of more options. File manager, mousepad, my computer, notes, onboard, blah 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 blah, all the stuff that's usually there, plus the USB image writer and stick formatter, which is two really nice graphical user piece of software and always helpful. In the games, I don't even play games, so I don't even look at this category much, but by default there's 2048, Acer Riot, and Play on Linux. In the graphics, by default, nothing changed so far. Document viewer, GIMP as an image editor, Risredo image viewer, and simple scanning. In the internet, qBittorrent was by default. I removed it because I like to use Deluge. Firefox was there also by default. I'm not a big fan of Firefox. I usually use Google Chrome, but Firefox has some nice things with it, so I kept it. Great Little Radio Player was there by default. This one I added myself. Linux DC++. I like this piece of software. It's the same thing as a strong DC++ on Windows. It's a port. It's working nice. Pigeon Internet Messenger. Of course, actually I added later the Skype and the Viber. And for the email there's like Thunderbird, which is really a stable piece of software, working nicely. A lot of options to set up, to receive, to keep your email synchronized online and on your computer, and etc. etc. Under multimedia, actually I added a lot of stuff, so I don't remember what was there by default, but I think it was Audacious, audio recorder, Brasero, Cheese, Great Little Radio Player, that was there by default. Pulse Audio volume control was there by default, and VLC. The rest, SM Tube, SM Player, Simple Screen Recorder, Kazam, Istanbul, I added by myself, but actually Istanbul and Kazam are going to be uninstalled in the next half an hour because I hate them and that they're not working so good as this Simple Screen Recorder does. In the Office segment, I didn't even add anything yet. It's been like 3 days now since I reinstalled because my last hard drive died. So basically the stuff, dictionary, document viewer, and Great Little Bookshelf, never even used it. I'm not sure how does it work. In the settings part is like a lot of stuff. I added myself the Ubuntu tweak and let's see. Actually nothing else, just the Ubuntu tweak. Ubuntu tweak, by my opinion, has a really nice piece of software inside of it. It's called Computer Janitor, and it can help you clean up your system from the old kernel and old stuff and cache and packages from the apt and all sorts of crap like that are left on your hard drive. In your root partition, it can clean up stuff for you really nice. And Ubuntu Tweak has been around for quite a long time now, since the edition, I think that I was using 8.10, and there was Ubuntu Tweak already there in development in alpha and beta releases. And it's pretty much, you can see, yeah, you can see my a little bit of my configuration here. Made some things visually a little more nice, set up Conky for myself, installed some extra themes and icons, so I'm using the Mac OS X icons. I've installed also Nautilus file manager to be there side by side with the Tunar. This is by default Tunar, which is actually really stable, working nice, cooperating perfectly with the kernel and the modules for mounting partitions in your devices. Tunar and Ubuntu latest kernel and modules are in such a good relationship. I haven't had a flaw since I'm using this distro at all. I plug in like 2 or 3 different kind of devices. It's gonna automatically recognize them, mount them automatically, put them on your desktop. Everything else is done with a simple click, if you know at least a little bit how to use Linux. So far, so good. I'm gonna give it another shot, another month or two. I'm gonna download stuff over it. I'm gonna use it for internet browsing, for live streaming, maybe even some games, a lot of software, a lot of testing to see is it going to crash. But actually, so far it was really nice, and I doubt it. I'm letting it download all the updates that it needs every time it says that it needs an update. And so far it's been working really nice. I'm recommending this piece of software to everyone who was using Linux so far, just to give it a test. To people who haven't used Linux at all, this is a really, really, really nice start. There is a lot of support online. There is a lot of documentation online on how to use Ubuntu. There is a lot of documentation online how to use the command line, which can be really, really helpful. But for pretty much everything you need for a start, there is a graphical software packaging managers, and that's the beauty of Ubuntu. And it's all packed in real nice and repacked in this piece of distro called ChaletOS. So, thumbs up, ChaletOS. Keep up the good work. I'm expecting some new releases soon. I'm hoping that something is in development, and I hope you guys like this video. If you like it, +1 on Google+. That's it. Ciao, ciao.